Hello and welcome. Monday night MACDown. The first of hopefully a couple shows now, as football is back to every night of the week. And what a glorious fucking time it is to be alive.
There is legitimately a football game on every day in the month of November. And to quote the great Larry David, I cannot tell you how happy I am about that.
It is a just magical, whimsical, great time to be alive, especially if you're a gambler, because the odds are your bank account will look very different at this time next month. For better or worse. For better or for worse. We shall see. I just got a message that Dennis Trusty want to know if he can join. Dennis is up there right now. Yeah, why not? This was supposed to try to be a short show, but well, Dennis, if you were paying attention, I just said I just seen that because I did get off the other show 20 minutes ago, and I do have a life, Dennis. Let me figure out how to send the link.
I don't.
Yeah. When I say a life, I mean I had to brush my teeth and shower.
Yeah.
After I got home from work.
Headed over to the Red Rock earlier, cashed out that nice little Saints Patriots money line fuck Tom Brady parlay. There was nothing better to me.
Shout out. All right, so anyway, we've got 6 games to talk about between now and the start of that first game. And that first one is going to be the Monday night showdown of 2 absolute monster football teams right now, the 2-5 New York Giants and the 3-4 Kansas City Chiefs. Sterling Shepard is active, as is Kadarius Toney.
Yep, I think Galladay and Barkley are still out though.
Yes. Right? Yeah, Barkley I think is going to be a little bit a ways before we get him back, so we shall see. But in the meantime, 10.5 is that spread, depending on where you're looking. I'm just looking at what PFF is telling me at the moment. Kansas City Chiefs 2-5 against the spread. Surprise, surprise, they're terrible. Giants 3-4. Light rain in the forecast in Kansas City, Missouri, which is not in Kansas for those of you who think it is. It's not. A little under 40 minutes to kick off as of right now. I have not looked at props. That's what I wanted to do too, and I forgot to. Who are you taking?
I already placed the New York Giants plus 10.5.
That's where I was going to go. Oh, Dennis, I see Dennis down there. He's already mad about it. What up, Dennis?
What up?
What's up? I know I'm uglier in person. That's okay.
Well, I've already met Dennis before.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Anyway, so 10.5. I did not like Dennis's reaction when I seen him down at the bottom of the screen. He does not agree.
Oh, really? I don't agree. Actually,
I don't know. Your immediate reaction was.
See, I like tricking you, AJ. Actually, I agree. I think that this would either be a Giants bet or just don't bet the game outside of player props. I don't know if they can score. I don't know if Kansas City can score. Really, I don't know if they can stop either one of each other either. So I couldn't play the totals. So, yeah.
No, I get that.
The Chiefs is fun because they can beat you by 30 points on any given Sunday or Monday, or they can beat you by 2 points on any given Sunday or Monday. Like, they're the wildest team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but can they beat you by 30 points anymore?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because they're going to give up 30 points.
Well, that was the problem, too. They legitimately have the worst defense.
So you're going to have to score 60 in order to beat someone by 30 because you're going to give up 25, 30 points. Oh, Jesus, Dennis. This is what happens when we let Dennis come on the show.
He's a popular guy.
Apparently. Hold on. Oh, shit. I got to get my... Right back. Solid start. Dennis gets a phone call. I leave my phone on the other side of the room. Great start. Great start.
Sorry,
everyone.
that was my
Great
agent
start.
calling. He wanted to know if I was confirmed getting paid for this show.
Did you?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm surprised he was telling you just to get off of the show. No, I'm with you. I want to take the Chiefs, but you know my number one rule in all of football is don't bet the Chiefs against the spread.
Yeah, and 10.5 points is a lot of points, and the Giants can score. Outside of when Danny Dimes went down against the Giants, or against the Cowboys, and obviously the Rams being the wrecking ball that they are and adding more pieces to that puzzle today, they can score. I'm a firm believer in Danny Dimes. I think we both are. Or I don't know, Dennis, if you are or not, but I think they can score. I think they can hang. And if I think both teams can score, I'm always taking the points.
Yeah.
No, go on. I was just venting. So far, the Chiefs, Danny Dimes, because now I think we're kind of all in agreement. If we were leaned one way, well, Tyler's already locked in 10.5. That's probably where we'll go. Dennis, you said you're talking about props. Do you look at it at all?
Honestly, I'm just going through really quick. I didn't really like this game a ton, but maybe some rushing props. I don't know. Booker over 47.5 seems interesting at -115, but yeah.
I'm looking at Danny Dimes right now is over 253.5, which the only two games the Kansas City secondary has not given up that many passing yards to the opposing quarterback would be Lamar Jackson, who they also gave up 251 yards rushing that game, so that's different. And then Taylor Heineke, which Taylor Heineke at any point in time could throw for 70. I would probably lean towards the Daniel Jones over there if I had to actually pick one.
The Circa has Daniel Jones over 1.5 touchdown passes at +120.
Oh, hammer it.
That's the app action.
I like that.
Oh, yeah. I kind of like that a little bit as well.
What's Daniel Jones's rushing prop? 28.5 over.
Yeah. 20. I see 27, but yeah.
Over. All day long.
Well, they got 29.5 out here at -110. -110, yes. -110, no.
Dennis, where's that at 27?
Oh, I'm seeing on Bet365. I compare from theirs versus others to see, if I'm getting screwed or not. So
Daniel Jones has gone 27, 95, 39, 27. Those two bad games against the Cowboys and the Rams, and then 28. Ooh, so that's pretty spot on. The passing yards did not look as great for my over, but again, it is the Kansas City defense. I wish I was a slightly bit more prepared and didn't get home so late, so I would have a little bit more info on Lowry. What happens if Daniel Jones just goes off? We go alternate passing yards, 300 plus 270. I'm taking it right now. I'm taking it. Don't care. I think he's going to have a huge game.
See, I love the alternate lines that they give out sometimes, and I looked at it a little bit with the Packers and chickened out, which was probably a good thing because it was at 7.5, not 3.5. But they got, where is it? It's the Giants or +3.5 at +245.
Giants +3.5, 245.
Yeah.
Do you trust the Giants to move a line that low?
No.
Okay.
Cannot take it.
I'm looking at something else too that I'm just kind of thinking about. Total field goals 3.5, -105, but all Kansas City has to do is basically kick one field goal and get that, and Giants will have 2.
The Giants will kick 7.
Yep.
Well, there you see, there you go.
Giants might hit that on themselves. What's the over-under for Giants field goals? Because that might be a good one too.
Will that be on her team prop or?
Probably team totals or something like that. All right, Daniel Jones over 300. I'm locking it in. I don't think he's hit 300 all year, but I'm doing it.
Tonight's the night.
Oh,
tonight.
AJ, I think I might have found your bet. Score longest field goal, Giants +105.
Oh, to have the longest field goal in the
to
game?
have the longest field goal. That might be a little
Plus 105?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm locking that in. Hopefully fans
I'm
will shout
locking that in.
Hell yeah.
What's
that under like special teams props? Do they do those?
I don't know. I'm like I said, I just seen it on Bet 365. Like I said, I use that to compare and contrast, but I don't know where else you could get that though. That would be interesting.
They got these crazy props out here like Giants and Chiefs, defensive or special teams touchdown. Yes, plus 260. You got to think with the amount of turnovers that these two teams have, that might be worth a couple bucks to throw at.
Mm-hmm. Really though, honestly, I don't want to spend too much money on this game. I had such a great weekend in football. I don't want to give it back.
No, that's the point. Is when you win it, you have to give it back. You have to play more.
Yeah, you have to play. You have to play
Dude,
more.
double down, bro. What are you doing?
So what you're telling me is if you'd have hit that FCS prop, not prop, the parlay, you'd have just doubled down to $2 and made it into $4. Is that what I'm hearing?
100%. 100%. If I would have hit for 700,000 or whatever it was, then I probably just would have bet 700,000 Giants money line.
Yeah, that's free money.
Not money I had before. Okay.
Why not? The Jets won yesterday. Why can't the Giants tonight?
Yeah.
Daniel Dimes got Tony back. You call it Tooney or Tony?
Tony.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
He was
Florida guy, right?
Yep, very much on the Green Bay Packers target list for this past draft. Very much. But he was gone by the time the Packers were picking anyway.
Right now, total tickets 63% on the Chiefs, 77% of the cash on the Chiefs. Giants Giants plus 10.5 all day. Yeah. Big amount of money, big bets on the under, which I guess it doesn't surprise me. That is a tall total.
It's a little rainy.
Even for the Chiefs games are always so inflated, always, which is weird because they're now 3-4. The Chiefs dead?
No,
they're not dead, but they're on life support.
Yeah, they suck. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about this less than stellar looking Monday night game?
I mean, do we want to talk about the two big news drops today in the NFL?
That Zimmer still has a job, and
I like that.
And so does Matt Nagy. Those two.
Yeah, that's fantastic news. Derrick Henry out for the season. They signed Adrian Peterson.
T's and P's to every Derrick Henry fantasy football owner.
Yeah,
because what a sad El Hombre in the chat. Life savings on the under.
Shout out Sparty.
Yeah, shout out Sparty.
Yeah.
And then Adrian Peterson. How old is Adrian Peterson?
He's not young. I reached out to him for the Texas-Oklahoma weekend, and he didn't even open it.
What a piece of shit. Now I hope he does terrible.
What a surprise.
I got to look that up. Adrian Peterson Age, because that's great.
Well, I mean, I think they both have similar styles. That's a good thing.
Except for Adrian Peterson is like half his size somehow, weirdly.
Yeah, I know. It's strange, but
Adrian Peterson is 36 years young. Look, I mean, he played fairly well, and Hombre might know this, with the Lions down the stretch there. I mean, obviously, he's nothing what he used to be, and there's no replacement for Derrick Henry that you have in existence. So unless you're talking about Thor himself, there's no real replacement for him. I mean, so you got to find somebody. I mean, why not? Unless you were going to try to make a trade, finding that news out, and then the trade deadline being when it is, it's you don't have a lot of time to start shopping around for running backs.
Well, my initial thought was pick up the phone and call Tampa and see what they want for USC Trojan Ronald Jones.
Yeah, Rojo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Serviceable. I don't think the AP signing was stupid. Desperate times. That's what I mean. I mean, it's not like he's not far removed from the game either. And who else is out there you're going to go get? I mean, the Ravens have already signed every former good running back that's ever played and never had a 1,000-yard season. So
Yeah.
he's kind of all that was left.
Because what, Todd Gurley's out there? That's about it, right?
Well, remember they had Le'Veon, Freeman,
I mean,
Tavius Murray.
I get it. Derrick Henry is legitimately one of a kind, especially with especially at this point in time in 2021. But I almost would say you got to go with what you got. You know what I mean? Like, these guys play in your system, they understand the playbook. Throw them on the field and see what happens. But they got some tests coming up. I mean, they got a test Sunday night. They just got
not to say it's hard, but how hard is a running back's playbook really? And it's kind of
picking up blitzes is extremely difficult.
That's going to be the big thing. But
that's the biggest thing.
But you're also looking at like a guy who's been around for fucking 14 years.
Forever.
Like, the system's always going to be different. It's always going to be a challenge, but it's much easier for him to come in than to bring in a quarterback who's just getting on into the system and then having them try to run an offense.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he'll be all right. And I don't know how highly utilized he'll be this week in particular. But
oh my God.
What's up?
McNichols, their backup running back, has 7 carries on the season.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
7. That's 1 a game.
How many receptions does he got? Because I feel like they do use him quite a bit more on passing.
Yeah, 3rd on the team in catches, 21, or 2nd on the team in catches with 21. I expect that number to go up. So that's good fantasy value, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. McNichols starting him next week in DFS. He'll probably be cheap as shit. And then let's lead that into the other big news that did happen, because that is going to be part of the game that is being played. Oh, look at this piece of shit. Jeez.
You know that I've been high on Sean McVay for ages. So any moves that he makes, I have to support, but it is very bold. They have like 3 draft picks in this upcoming draft. They're hedging everything on this season, next season, and potentially 2023. And I don't like that as a Packers fan. I don't like the fact that Aaron Rodgers is legitimately going to have to look at Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Von Miller standing across the football from him here pretty quick.
Well, and I think they're kind of doing this weird Moneyball thing right now where it's like, well, we'll just get rid of every draft pick we ever had and never wanted, and we'll just because maybe there's some sort of like statistic that some intern from Cleveland came in to their organization and said like, oh yeah, draft picks are overrated. Just get rid of them all and sign people who have been in the league for more than 4 years.
Well, the last time they traded for a draft pick was Jared Goff.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking at. They're like, okay, well, we know what's there with Aaron Donald. We know what's there with Jalen Ramsey. We know there's with Matt Stafford. We don't know what's going to be there with these draft picks. And honestly, they've hit late in those later rounds. With some of those defensive backs, they have filling holes. And I was actually shocked they moved Kenny Young, but that might have been in the works as part of this deal, because getting Kenny Young for a 6th-round pick was pretty much a giveaway in my eyes. But getting Aaron Donald for a second, or Von Miller for a 2nd and 3rd is a pretty good deal.
I'm interested to see what they do too. Are they just going to have him as a down defensive end? Because he's going from a 3-4 now into a 4-3.
It's going to have to be. He's going to have to go end of the dirt.
That'll be.
Well, and I was going to agree with that too. If he was going to say Aaron Donald for a 2 and a 3, that definitely was a steal.
Well, they took on $9 million of his salary this season. So the Rams are only paying Von Miller $700,000 for this season. So that was part of the trade with that 2nd and 3rd round.
What's left on his contract?
Let's look. I just don't know what their cap's going to look like next season or in 2023.
Well, I mean, you're not going to bring any rookies for the next 3 years.
Well, Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods are getting paid.
And they still eating any of that Gurley contract, or no? Is that all over with?
I think that's done.
Yeah. Which that was an incredibly stupid move.
So, well, in 2021, his base salary is $722,000. So it's part of that trade. That's what it was. It was $722,000, and then he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season.
Oh, that's okay.
So this is 2 day 2 draft picks for right now and right now only.
That's what I mean. The money ball. Just like, what's his on base percentage? Well, we only had to pay him $722,000 for the rest of the season. and then that way too, our entire draft, like our scouts, our GM for the first 2 days of the draft, while everyone is scrambling and stressed out, Rams just sit back and probably just enjoy the draft. The first time ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be a bad feeling.
But I think I talked about it on Friday with the Rams letting anybody and everybody move the ball on them because they play that soft zone shell coverage, and if they don't get pressure, it's just you can pick them apart. Well, you have somebody like Von Miller that you absolutely have to account for. Now that frees up and Aaron Donald. It's almost pick your poison on who's rushing the quarterback, especially because Leonard Floyd can ball too.
Well, and the one thing that with those like the compliments on the defensive line is always so scary. Like Bud Dupree was kind of garbage until TJ Watt showed up.
Yeah.
And then Bud Dupree goes to Tennessee and is now garbage again. Like when you and Aaron Donald's been dominant without like the other. I don't want to say the other big name, but like this is a big name to put on that line with him. So that is going to be a nightmare for teams to try to scheme against.
No doubt. I mean, how do we pick your poison? What do you do?
That's what I mean. One like Aaron Donald's numbers are already scary enough as they are.
Mm-hmm.
One of these two is about to just finish an unreal season. I would think. And also, too, that's exactly what I texted Tyler right after that happened. I'm like, at some point, we got to start thinking about player safety, people.
Yeah.
Like some of these quarterbacks, you're just hanging them out to dry.
But that 20 spot I put on the Rams to win the Super Bowl plus 1,200 is looking pretty nice right now, I will say. If it ain't the Packers, I'm going to want it to be the Rams. But I want it to be the Packers 100% until it's not on the table anymore.
I want it to be the Bucks, though.
I don't. I would
never want that ever.
Gee, wonder who I want. Saints.
Well, Saints in trouble now too.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be just fine
without Jameis.
Well, look, it was the best of the game.
You love Trevor Siemian, don't you?
They don't need like a high level quarterback. They just need somebody that's gonna not lose the game for them. And Trevor Siemian
can be that guy.
Yeah, I mean there's no expectations for him. That's what I like about it.
See what happened for the Halloween game? We had our Tom Brady voodoo doll and our Jameis Winston voodoo doll. We were supposed to be throwing the arm with the Winston one and snapping the leg of the Brady one. We kind of got them two confused for a second.
Apparently.
Well, shit happened. But
honestly, I think it might be beneficial. Jameis is going to press at some point in time because there is expectations as the former number 1 overall pick. Trevor Siemian coming in, there's no expectations in any capacity. I mean, he threw that deep ball to Kevin White, and when he caught it, I was like, Kevin White from West Virginia? He's still in the league?
Dude,
yeah.
Speaking of people with the last name White, Mike White is the truth.
Yes.
Did you see the oh no, you might have the bet for Mike White most passing yards for the weekend.
Was it plus $1 million? Because there was probably a 0% chance that was going to happen on paper.
Yeah, I think somebody bet like 1,000 to get back 125,000.
That's
solid.
125,000 payout seems a little bit low on 1,000.
I know.
Mike White to have the most passing.
Especially too, that's just some lifelong Jets fan who just is this guy's probably better than anybody I've seen in my lifetime. Who knows?
I'm trying to figure out who that was.
I mean, look at what they got coming up. I mean, I've been high on Carson Wentz, and he consistently lets me down, and that Indy game kind of feels like a wheels fault. And they have nothing to lose. I mean, they got the Colts this week, and then, they got the Bills. But then after that, they got the Dolphins, they got the Texans, they got the Eagles. What if this kid is the starter for the next 4 or 5 games and wins three or four here, or 2 or 2? You haven't done that forever in New York.
What's hilarious, too, is I would imagine most Jet fans are probably sitting at home watching that game like, you mean to tell me we've been trotting out Zach Wilson there the last few weeks and we have this guy on our bench this whole time? You fucking nuts.
Sandbagging.
Another great topic of conversation, which I actually like, too, if we're just going to keep talking about bad football teams, the Detroit Lions, will they run the table at 0-17? Unless they play the Houston Texans this year, which I don't know what their schedule is, there's a decent shot.
I mean, you got to be one and done with Dan Campbell. Like, I get it. You don't want to fire a coach after one season, but this – how do you go out there and compete with the Rams and the Ravens and then get blown out by the Eagles? Like –
blown out.
Come on.
And I want to take a timeout real quick because I totally skipped over the fact you both were against the Jets when I said that. You both laughed at me. Remember?
No, I bet the Jets 2 weeks ago, and what did they do? I will bet the Mike White Jet or
I'll bet him. I'm taking him Thursday night before I head out tomorrow. I can tell you that.
Because the thing I've tried on the Jets on more than one occasion this season. I am a sucker for bad football teams. And what do? They drop Mike White out there and just fucking amp it. And I've been an anti-Bengals guy
up until
all year,
yeah.
up until last week, and now all of a sudden I'm like, fuck, I can't figure that team out. Like, I just can't.
No, you can't. You never can. They're the Bungles. They're not even the Bengals.
It's like trying to bet the Browns at this. Pretty much against betting anybody from the state of Ohio at this point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Especially after Ohio State not covering on my 0-6 Saturday night.
But all right, so should we wrap up football because the game's starting soon, and we still have a big topic of conversation because this is my favorite time in college football,
without question,
ever, and that is the start of MACtion. Remember when the MAC conference like tweeted me a bunch last year?
Yes.
I wasn't there for that, but that's going to be awesome.
I was hyped up on it every single week, and every once in a while they'd like respond to me. It's great. So we got 2 games tomorrow night.
I got three tomorrow night
for MAC.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I got 3 as well.
Eastern. I thought that Eastern Michigan Toledo game was Wednesday, but no, we do have 3 tomorrow night, and 2 of these games go with our home dog theory.
So I will probably take Akron plus 20. I don't know
Zips, man.
I don't know about the Ohio Bobcats. They seem to be pretty rough on paper, but I think I'm taking the Zips. Why not? 20 points. We get some crazy stuff happening on the first Tuesday night MACtion. Why not? Throw it out there a little bit.
Yeah. Other than Ohio State and Buffalo, really they've only lost about not more than 20. So, and they're at home. Ball State, they're okay. I mean, but they're not. They played Army a heck of a game on that, winning that game. But other than that, I think the Zips might cover here.
I went with the Zips 2 weeks ago, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, did they let me down against Miami, Ohio. Or not Miami, Ohio. What was it? Was it Ohio? Or no, it was Buffalo last week. I still like them. That cover at Bowling Green or that win at Bowling Green doesn't look near as impressive because Bowling Green has not been what they have been or how they looked kind of early in the season.
Oh shit! Everybody on Monday Night Countdown picked Kansas City to win.
Giants by
if
a million.
You got $10 or $20 in one of those online accounts, I would go throw it on Giants money line. I feel so great about the Giants plus 10 right
That
now.
line already probably moved to like -3.5.
Did you see when Razor tweeted that out one night? Just all the ESPN people.
Yeah, there was like 3 different games that all.
Yeah,
a bunch of them. Yeah. There's one thing we know. How those motherfuckers are the most massive jinxes of all time.
Mm-hmm. Well, since we all like the Zips, how about their team totals over 17.5?
Over MACtion Tuesday. Kick it off right.
The team total 17?
Yeah.
I have no logic or reasoning behind it other than just take the over.
Well, Akron's crushed that pretty much, except for the 2 games against the Ohio schools and Auburn. I mean, in MAC play.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe not. Not that I
Oh,
like
maybe
that.
not.
For some reason, I
Buffalo.
thought they were a better scoring offense, but clearly they are not. But they are not. Okay, that might be a little. Ohio 17, Bowling Green 35, Miami, Ohio 21, Buffalo 10. Buffalo's got a tough squad there, though. I'm going to take the under for sure, I think. 57.5.
You know, I might have to start sprinkling back in the totals game, but I have been the fucking worst gambler on planet Earth on totals. Like, can't even hit one to save my life. So
Except for Georgia first half.
Not team totals are like, I meant over under. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Those aren't my game.
I'm gonna be different, and take Ball State, just because. Let they cover the 21.
Sometimes that works. That's precisely why I picked the Cowboys last night, because all y'all were like, nah, Vikes. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be different. Take we got 2 solid wins against Eastern Michigan and Western Michigan, and Ball State by 25. Moving on though, because this one I'm actually more excited about, because I am on Ohio to cover this 7 points at home. Home dog theory. That kid who played Marnie Rogers has been with this team for like 300 years. Like, I'm pretty sure he's played 25 seasons with the Ohio Bobcats. I'm not even like joking about that. He's been there since like 2017. And has started a lot of those games, I'm pretty sure.
So is this the Kansas of the MAC? Because I'm looking at their schedule. They lost to Northwestern 35-6.
Yeah. Okay.
They did beat Akron. That makes me worried a little bit about the previous pick. But they've actually been hanging tight since that. Central Michigan only beat them by 3. Buffalo only beat them by 1. Kent State only beat them by 7. So maybe this is a good play.
They have covered. They're 3-1 in the MAC, covering the spread. The last one against the Golden Flashes was only this 5.5-point spread. You give me 7, yeah.
Yeah, I think the key to this is the 7.5. If it was just 7, I probably would lean to no bet at all, even though 7 and 7.5 is not much difference. Because Ohio does hang close when they lose against the similar competition. So, yeah, and plus it's got to be a rivalry game, right? Miami, Ohio, a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's a trophy that will be involved there. I'm pretty sure.
So,
if you want to go my strength of schedule argument that actually proved out to be fairly decent last week, Miami, Ohio is, what did I just say? I think they're 66th out of 130 to Ohio's 115. So that doesn't make me feel great, but I don't care. I'm still taking Ohio. I'm taking a money right. Oh, here it is. 97% of the money on Miami, Ohio. Bobcats outright.
Done. You talked me into that experience.
Many more on Armani Rogers, the 25-year veteran for the Ohio Bobcats, and that game. Or moving on, because this is the big one, I feel like, of the weekend. Well, one of the bigger ones, because these are two pretty good teams in this conference, and one is a 10-point favorite, the Toledo Rockets, taking on the Eastern Michigan Eagles.
Now, I don't know a whole heck of a lot about these two teams, but I do know that I have loved watching Max Crosby since getting drafted by the Las Vegas Raiders, and he went to Eastern Michigan, so I almost have to take Eastern Michigan plus 10 here. They have a better record. That smells something where it's like, okay, this is going to be an easy cover for them. Unless if you guys look at the numbers and shift them around and make me think otherwise, which can happen. But I would bet this game solely off of enjoying Max Crosby.
The worry man for me here is I don't know what Eastern Michigan's going to show up. I mean, they score a lot of points. Like last week, they had, or 2 weeks ago, I guess at this point, they had 55 against Bowling Green, 31 against Ball State, and then you got Miami, Ohio, and the final score was 12-13. Like, well, that makes no sense as far as their offense goes. So it's kind of what Eastern Michigan shows up. Kind of think that the under might be in play here just for that reason, even though they score a lot. It kind of both teams have really solid defense to me. So yeah, I think we'll go under 53.
And you want to know what sucks for me? Like normally, I would be fully dialed into all three of these games on Tuesday, all three of them. But I'm flying from Vegas to DC. I leave Vegas at noon and I get to DC at 11:30. So I will catch none of these games. However, like through the apps and the replays, I can just watch a lot of, hopefully, in the air and on the way back on Thursday night.
Yeah.
So we're betting with the gut this week.
The big matchup in this whole thing is going to be that Toledo defense versus Eastern Michigan's offense, because those are by far the two best phases for either of those teams. But I think an X factor here might be, you want to talk about Max Crosby going to Eastern Michigan. How about this kid Turan Rush, who is having an awesome year playing D end out there for the Eagles.
All name team right there.
Yep, Turan Rush, rushing the passer. And our old buddy Finn, I'm not even sure his first name. I haven't looked at that, but I've just seen his numbers. Passer rating under pressure, 36. He's a redshirt freshman playing his second kind of full year-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I think and not to mention too, when I'm looking at this this Toledo offensive line, and they look abysmal. Like abysmal. I don't know what they've given up, but they are not graded very high. I might take Eastern. I was a fan of Toledo, though, but 10 points, 9 points, whatever it is. I'm going to go with the Eastern Michigan Green Eagles, or whatever they're called. Green Falcons. What are they? I know this.
They're a green E. That's what I call them. Just the
Eagles, right?
Yeah. The Eagles, yeah. The Eagles and Falcons. I knew it was a bird.
Yeah.
No, so I'm going to go there. I was going to take Toledo, but now you kind of talked me into it for whatever reason, even though you're betting with your gut, which, all right, let's go.
Hey, so there's a local T-shirt creator or whatever called Clever Shirts that does all the local teams, and I won one of those like this tweet and retweet, and you can win a shirt and a mask and whatever on the mask, but won a free Max Crosby T-shirt. So let's let's go. Let's ride Lady Luck a little bit.
Let's go. All right, so let's move on to Wednesday, because oh boy, I know exactly what Tyler's going to take. He's going to bet with his gut, and it's going to be foolish because he is going to bet against Rocky Lombardi and the Northern Illinois Huskies, the coolest name in college football, the greatest quarterback of all time, probably. Yet to be seen, but will happen because Rocky Lombardi is an absolute stud. The way he led that team back against Central Michigan, being down like 12 points, which I did live bet at like plus 460 and
That
hit on.
That you did.
Because Rocky Lombardi, as he goes on the road to Dick Stadium, Golden Flashes don't stand a chance.
Man, I wish I would have looked at this matchup a little bit harder and had Rocky Lombardi punch in my head so I could have brought out like a Dolph Ziggler action figure and put him right here for you. But I mean, like looking at the matchup, like on paper, just 6-2 team going to a 4-4 team, getting 3.5 points. Might make me look at this one a little bit longer other than just betting with the gut. But I know you're a big Rocky Lombardi guy, so I actually know more about Northern Illinois than most people simply because of you.
Rocky.
Let's go.
I mean, you've sold me. Look, it's kind of like, look, I don't really care about Northern Illinois other than AJ. And I don't really care about AJ, but I care about him.
True.
So And with that said, I don't know. When Kent State plays, they just kind of either they're all into it or they don't play with a lot of heart. So it depends on which one shows up out of the gate, I think, to me. So yeah, I believe in the Huskies. Let's go Huskies.
Let's go Huskies.
All right.
The only thing that scares me, like when I'm looking at it more objectively, is the Northern secondary can be exposed, and Dustin Crum on the other side, again, is very capable of torching them. But again, so is Rocky Lombardi. So let's fucking go. Didn't Kent State let you down like last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, they were on the road. I can't remember who put it on. I think it was that Darren dude that ties us in all those tweets with Stigler.
Yeah.
Somehow. He pointed out that Kent State's a completely different team at home than it is on the road, and they're the shits on the road. So that was another thing that was pointed out. But, yeah, I mean, we can't be insane here. We got to go opposite on this one.
5-2-1 against the spread for Northern Illinois. Kent State not as good, but against the spread at home. 1-1, 2-1. They played a lot of road games.
Mm-hmm.
So 2-1. While Northern Illinois is just awesome in every aspect and face of the game, no matter where they're at, doesn't matter. But I wish I had the standings to bring up. I'll do that next week for sure. Could look it up, but I don't want to. Let's move on to the last one. It is the cross-state rivalry. The Central Michigan Chippewas take on the Western Michigan Broncos.
I am going Central Michigan money line sprinkle simply because Cooper Rush went to Central Michigan. That is the only reason. That's it. That's my logic behind it. Sprinkle, not heavy. Sprinkle.
Yeah. Just looking at this right off the top, Central Michigan. When they won, they beat Robert Morris, killed him. That don't really matter.
That didn't count. It's not even a real win.
Yeah. So FIU, they won by 4. Ohio, they won by 3. Toledo, they won by 3. And even when they lost by 1 to Northern Illinois. And with that being said, they always play a close game. So 10 points is a lot for a team that normally keeps it close, you know?
I think there's something very big that you people are forgetting to point out about the Western Michigan Broncos.
I know they won at Pitt, but so did Miami.
Yeah.
But so did Miami.
Yeah.
That's your argument? So did Miami. Oh, okay. This is not the ACC, boys. This is this Western Michigan offense.
In it, though.
Yeah, that's true. This Western Michigan offense is really good. That Sky Moore kid is a name that you're going to hear for a long time when he gets up to playing on Sundays. And not to mention, it's just an awesome name for a receiver. Sky Moore. What are we doing even? What are we doing, guys?
Fair.
Just Rocky Lombardi to Sky Moore. It's just,
enter the transfer portal and go to Northern, please.
We need our guy from Kentucky to enter.
Yeah.
Big Rig.
Big Rig. Oh, dude. Rocky Lombardi, Big Rig, and Sky Moore all on the same team. What a blown opportunity that is for the world. Yeah. No, but they put up massive amounts of points, except for against Buffalo. But again, that Buffalo defense is probably the better one in this conference. 4-3-1 against the spread, 3-5 against the spread. You look at strength of schedule. What Western Michigan has gone against has been much tougher, and they're kind of running the table right now, I think, on that side. I like the Chippewas, but I just watched them give away a game where they should have won. They were down late by 12 and gave that up. Granted that it was to the greatest quarterback in college football, but I'll take. I don't like taking the favorites in these games, but just because I know that will burn you when you're betting this come Tuesday and Wednesday, because these games get to be incredible.
Yeah.
And it's such an understatement because it's some of the funnest football you'll watch.
Yeah,
all
it's
week
so
long.
exciting.
It really is. I'm going to take the Broncos. I'll lay the points. They're at home.
So, I mean, I'll probably tweet out what I take before I head out. Again, flying out at noon tomorrow, so I got to place everything. Got meetings all week, and then flying back, leaving the East Coast at 9:30 and getting back to Vegas at 11:30, so we can still rock Friday. Do you want to cover Thursday Night Football quick, or do you want to head out?
I don't even know who's playing Thursday night.
The football Jets at the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, Mike White by 1,000.
Yep, fighting Mike White's plus 11 all day.
Hold on. Player props. Is there anything out?
I don't think they'd be posted yet, I'd imagine.
No, there's nothing posted yet. I seen the tab and then I was like, it's nothing really. So
Colts 10.5 point favorites. Let's move the line to Jets -10 and see what we get.
I like a good plus one.
let's see. The only thing you can get that I can see is +1, and that's let's see. That's +333.
Oh, lock it in. Easy
Lock it
money.
in.
Easy. I'm actually kind of mad that they're playing on Thursday because I really wanted to take Mike White in like daily fantasy and just build every lineup I have around him.
Well, that's the thing is, so with that said, with Mike White, you get that versus 2 Tampa home wins, and well,
You guys the Cardinals, all right? Just had a bad game Sunday.
Well, and 2, I believe, obviously the injury report is far from out, is they were pretty battered in the secondary the last few weeks, haven't they been?
I think so. I think we talked about that Friday.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. Well, yeah, that's obviously a few days away. But in the meantime, the Chiefs and the Giants have kicked off. We are all on board with the Giants, plus the points, especially after watching the Monday Night Football crew jinx the shit out of them. So that's a done deal. So we all won there. Congrats to us.
yeah.
Everyone, good job on your bets tonight because we're all winners. Nice job. Any closing remarks before we head out?
I'm trying my hand in the NBA tonight. I don't know shit. I really haven't watched much. I'm just going to group chat with my boys back in Boston, and they bitch about the Celtics all the time. I was at the board today locking in the Giants, and I saw the Bulls were underdogs. So
take them.
Right,
Yes.
plus 15, 50 in to win 57-50.
Well, the Bulls have. I mean, they lost the 1 point game to the Knicks, and I bet their first 3 games and covered like all 3 of them.
Yeah, it is not NBA season for me yet. Football will need to be far done before the NBA.
Oh, dude, we got football every night.
Yeah, I will follow a group chat about bitching about the Celtics and just listen to here and there advice, maybe sprinkle here and there. So tonight, that's a good sprinkle off of that Saints-Patriots moneyline parlay that we cashed in on Sunday. Give a little bit back, hopefully make a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. And you broke that game down perfectly, Tyler. Oh, I was loving it.
I don't care who it is. I mean, I'm not the biggest Tom Brady fan. It's not a big secret. Voodoo, Halloween, New Orleans. You bring those 3 things together.
Yeah.
The only person that can beat that is Aaron Rodgers.
I still disagree with that one too, but okay, I'll let you all slide with that.
I can't even remember the last time the Saints even beat the Packers.
Week 1.
Oh,
You
yeah.
need a reminder.
What are you talking about?
I understand you don't want to remember that. I understand.
Well, yeah, I erased that one from my brain for obvious reasons, but I was thinking like before that. I meant in New Orleans. Not in Jacksonville, okay?
Yeah, that doesn't even count. Jacksonville play there. Packers are technically 7-0.
We're actually 6-0 against the spread since that. Well, if you got Cincinnati at 2.5, they're 6-0 against the spread since then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also too, that they're not even the same team from that first week anyway.
Mm-mm.
Like that's why again it's easy to forget that they did lose a game this season because they have been nowhere near that.
Well, it was crazy because they always have the shit down their leg game, and they got it out of the way early. So I'm curious.
What'd you get the Bulls at?
I'm gonna go. I got them at plus 115.
46-45.
Perfect.
Coming into halftime.
I will pay no attention to that game until later tonight when I check the score on it. I'm like, did I win or did I lose?
One of those, yeah, solid. I get it.
Right.
My
Closing remark for me. Thank you all for having me on. Great to be on with the good wrestler and AJ as well, to be on with him.
With the best wrestling tag team champions in independent wrestling
history.
By
Dennis,
the way, hold on.
you would have loved what we did in Las Vegas.
Hold on, Tyler.
Wrestling, you would not have liked it at all.
Tyler, how messed up is your back from having to carry AJ in those matches?
Well, I mean, I was the one that took a lot of bumps, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't know anybody got carried anybody through them.
No, I'm just teasing.
I did very little.
Baseball.
I did mostly crowd interaction, crowd control.
I was gonna say I was the one that got shined up on and like took the comeback. It was
and for most of that, I was in a wheelchair, so you did have to push me. So I guess that's technically carrying me.
But no, seriously, and all that. Thank you all for having me on. Enjoyed watching your all shows. Great insight as always. I'm kind of lost on the statistics part. I'll listen to that more and then go off the team's record and go off their scores and stuff. I know that's kind of dumb, but it's been working.
I was say Dennis has been crushing it lately.
Yeah. Weekend.
Yeah, I had a monster weekend, so hopefully that continues. Now I'm probably going to lose every game I had this week, but yeah.
You came on this show. That was your biggest mistake.
That was
jinxed you. Absolutely jinxed you.
We'll
actually not make any picks this weekend. I will wait for your picks and then fade them.
Yeah. Okay, and not tweeting out picks this whole week. Okay, we got that.
It's probably
you can send them directly to me. It's okay. It's between you and me, bud. It's between you and
me. As long as I get a kickback, right?
Happily. If I win, I'll happily give a kickback.
Also, shout out us for keeping this under an hour because that's the first time that's ever been happening on the show. So good for us. Time management, good show, solid show. Next week, hopefully, I'll be a little bit more knowledgeable on some of these MAC games, but I did work very late and did not get as much time as I'd hoped to look at them, especially after we get to watch them for a week. Well, I mean, I've watched a few of these games, but now we get to watch them all, and it's glorious.
Yeah.
The best part of those cross-country flights is I got all that time in the air and NFL Game Pass, and those condensed games are about 40 minutes long, and I can just watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's a solid use of an airplane ride.
Absolutely. Just expensive back. In-flight Wi-Fi. I was working the whole time.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Good luck to everyone. Well, we already hit tonight, so we're good. And then, so good luck to everyone tomorrow. Unless you went against me, then go fuck yourself. I don't care.
I'll do the second.
All right. Thank you, Tyler, for joining us. Thank you, Dennis, for coming on the show. And we will see you guys next Monday at 6:30 as we get to then recap
our weekend.
MACtion week 1.
Well, actually, we got a MACtion results to be had on Friday, hey?
Oh yeah, we have to talk about that. Friday,
got a watch along Saturday. We got a lot of stuff to talk about before we get back to MACtion.
And we've got the Breeders' Cup this weekend. I'm going to be literally doing nothing but be on this channel for the next 12 hours a day for the rest of the week.
Wait a minute. Just to make this over an hour, Tyler, have you ever heard of the Breeders' Cup or ever?
I have. I've heard of it. Me and horse racing, we're not on the same. Oh, we're not on the same page. Patty Mahomes, 3rd and goal, right off the receiver's hands. The Giants pick it off. Let's go.
Giants by 100.
Yes, Breeders' Cup. All you guys have fun with that. I'll pick the worst name on the track. Throw a few shillings at it and hope for the best.
Sounds good.
Or you could watch the show and actually get insight and maybe then not be throwing money away on pure dumb luck.
I don't like logic much. I have to trust the gut.
Trust the gut. If you're betting a race and there's a horse named Gamine in it, Latruska, don't bet against them.
I don't like Latruska, but okay, I'll slowly back away.
No, well, after watching the draw too, she's beatable, but don't waste your money. Maybe. Go to one of the other ones.
Maybe.
All right, that being said, big week coming up for DGen Nation with the Breeders' Cup. MACtion's back. Football every night. Let's fucking go, boys. See y'all next week.
Happy November. Let's go.